If you are watching this, you are probably thinking about one of the most exciting moves that you can make, which is to upgrade from a HDB to a condominium. So this is a fantastic goal, but it comes with one big question that can make or break your entire experience. Should I sell my HDB first, or should I buy my new condo first? Hi everyone, my name is Shaun Tham and I am a real estate consultant here in Singapore, and I help homeowners just like you to navigate this exact journey every single day. So I share real estate content and analysis right here in this channel. So if you like such content and you find it really helpful for you, do consider subscribing and it will mean a lot to me. So back to our topic today, should I sell my HDB first or should I buy my new condo first? The truth is, the answer isn't the same as it was 10 or 15 years ago. Today, the market has been shaped very differently by important government policies. So getting this decision wrong can be incredibly stressful and very costly. So in today's video, I'm going to break it all down simply and clearly so that you can make the right decision for you and your family. So the entire decision of whether to buy first or sell first hinges on understanding the entire timeline. So before we discuss the pros and cons, let us quickly go into the 3 key milestones in any property transaction. So the 3 steps are option, exercise, and completion. So firstly, the option. This is when a buyer gives a deposit to reserve or choke the property. So for sellers, it is when you receive the deposit and grant the option to purchase, or what we call the OTP. So next is the most critical step, which is the exercise. So this is when the buyer officially confirms that they are proceeding with the transaction. So it actually creates a legally binding contract. So why is this date so important? Because this is the exact date that IRAS uses to count your property ownership. It is also the date to determine whether if any ABSD is payable or not. So finally, you also have the completion. So this is when the ownership officially changes hands. So keys are handed over, and most importantly, the money from the sale is released, be it from your CPF or your cash proceeds. So what does a typical HDB selling journey look like? So from the day you grant the option to the final completion, it usually takes about 3.5 to 4 months. So the great thing about selling a HDB is that you often negotiate for a temporary 3-month extension of stay after the completion, which can give you some time to renovate and move into your new place. Now for buying a private resale condo, the timeline is also about 10 to 12 weeks, but the key difference here is flexibility. Unlike HDB's fixed processes, private property contracts are all about negotiation. So we can negotiate for a longer option period or a longer completion period, which can be a game changer for your timeline planning. So now that we understand the rough timeline, let us dive into the 3 key factors that will directly impact your decision. These are the ABSD, your loan, and also your fund. So first up is the big one, additional buyer stamp duty, or what we call ABSD. So for a Singaporean buying a second property, this is a 20% ABSD on the purchase price. So remember previously we talked about the critical exercise date. So if you exercise the option for your new condo before your buyer exercises for this purchase of the HDB, you will be counted as owning 2 properties, and you therefore must pay the 20% ABSD upfront in cash. Second is your loan. So this is a very important factor, because if you choose to buy first while you still have an outstanding loan on your HDB, what is going to happen is that the bank will consider it as a second property loan. So your loan for your condo will now be slashed down to just 45%. This means that you have to come up with a 55% down payment, out of which 25% must be in cash. And the third factor is your funds. Simply put, is whether do you need the money from your HDB sale for your condo purchase. So when you sell, your cash proceeds takes about 3 working days to clear, but your CPF funds will take longer, about 7 working days to go back into your CPF account, and another 7 working days before you can use it for your next purchase. So that's about 2 to 3 week buffer period you need to plan for. With these factors in mind, let us take a look at the 2 main scenarios now. Let's take a look at the sell first approach. So the advantages are quite clear, so you can avoid the 20% ABSD, and you can also then be eligible for a 75% loan, because now you do not have any outstanding property loan, and you also have more financial clarity before you even embark on your purchase. So the main consideration is that you might need a temporary place to stay, which means moving twice. But as I mentioned before, we can often manage this with a 3-month extension period. Next, let us take a look at the buy first kind of scenario. The main advantage is that you can secure a home that you love and you only have to move once. But the financial hurdles are significant. You would have to pay a 20% ABSD upfront, and you will need a 55% down payment ready without relying on your sales proceeds. And then there is also the time pressure of having a 6 months deadline to sell your HDB in order to get your ABSD refunded. So this time crunch can force you to accept a lower price for the HDB than you would like to. So now you might be thinking, Shaun, is there a way to get the safety of selling first, but with the convenience of buying first? And the answer is yes, it is possible. This is a strategy whereby we run both transactions concurrently, or what we call a back-to-back transaction. We can also use this strategy while exploring tools like bridging loan from a bank, or also looking at skillfully negotiating for a longer timeline for your purchase as well. So it is complex with many moving parts, but in the right situation, it can be the perfect solution for you and your family. So as you can see, the decision whether to buy first or sell first is a very personal choice. It really depends on your personal finances and your comfort with risk. Given the complexity and the significant financial implications, I would highly recommend an in-depth consultation to ensure that your timeline is planned for carefully before you make any moves. So thank you so much for watching this video, and I look forward to helping you on your journey. So if you are planning to sell your HDB and upgrade to a condo, I would like to invite you to have a personal chat with me. I can help you with a detailed financial calculation and a customized timeline plan so you can navigate your upgrading journey with confidence. My contact details will be on the screen, so feel free to reach out to me for a consultation. And finally, if you found this breakdown helpful and want more real estate content and advice, please do subscribe to my channel. It helps me to create more content for all of you. See you in the next video.